pleasure to be here with you, and I want to echo what Representative Drake said. It is always a pleasure to see you milling about through the Capitol. I came out of the stairs today and actually hit someone in the back, so I felt really bad. It's like, oh, we love you being here. I didn't mean to hit you. You know, we've got a lot of challenges facing us this session, and I think we've all come to realize just how much we have depended on our realtors over the years. Because as you are successful, then our lives are easier and our job is easier, because when you have prospered, then our state revenues prosper as well. And so I thank you for what you do. I know that you have faced many challenges as well. I do have the second largest district in the state. I have 9 counties. I start in Destin and I meander all the way to Tallahassee. I actually have Southwood in this area, and I move into Wakulla County, but I have Okaloosa, South Walton, part of Bay, part of Jackson, all of Calhoun, all of Liberty, part of Gadsden, part of Leon, and part of Wakulla. So it is a challenging district, but I think it's very reflective of the state. It's very diverse. I have coastal areas, I have inland areas, I have rural areas, I have a little more urban areas, so there's a lot of diversity within my district. And they all face different challenges. But we all have one thing in common. We want to see our state return and prosper. That's one reason that I have sponsored on the House side the economic development, the oil recovery bill that Senator Gates has on the Senate side. And we are trying to help the panhandle recover from the effects of the oil spill. I think it will give us an opportunity to attract more industry and diversify our economy. If we learned one thing through the oil spill, it was that we need to diversify our economy. So we are working on that measure as well. I am working, I'm excited, tomorrow on the House floor, House Bill 13 will be heard. I have bipartisan support to repeal the, I thought, intrusive, overreaching septic tank mandate that was passed last year. I voted against the original bill because of certain provisions, several of which will hurt our area in the panhandle, because it treats our state with a one-size-fits-all solution, and that is rarely effective. It does not take into consideration the density issue. It doesn't take into consideration the location of septic tanks. It takes nothing into consideration. It just says every 5 years you will have to have it inspected by the very industry that could tell you, oh, by the way, we're going to replace it now. And I think that, I see that as problematic. So I'm excited to have it up on the House floor. It's not moving so well in the Senate. So I would ask you that you would help me by letting your senators know this is something that needs to happen. It was not passed in the right way last year. It was not vetted on the House side at all. It was simply added as an amendment on the Senate side, and they passed it to us and said, take it or leave it. There were a lot of other good things in the bill that needed to pass. It's not the right way to do business. And so we're trying to correct that. If we have areas in the state that are problematic, then we need to address those areas. But we do not need to just slap a one-size-fits-all and say, here, let's go forward. I actually chair the K-12 Appropriations Committee, which has been tough. I have actually agonized over that. I know that our education is important to you, because it's much easier to sell a home if that home is tied to solid, strong schools. And so as I have looked at our budget for K-12, I have tried very, very hard to place my emphasis on our core mission, which is in what we call the FEFP, which includes the per student funding. It includes the daily operation of our school districts. There are so many worthy programs outside of the FEFP, programs that surround mentoring initiatives and many others that in better times, certainly we want to fund at a greater level. But when funds are tight and we're trying not to raise taxes on people, then we have to be able to live within our means. And so what I've done is I've got some pretty deep cuts based on my allocation. The Senate K-12 budget, I will tell you, looks better. He had a greater allocation to work with. I've worked within the allocation that I was given. I've placed deeper cuts outside of the FEFP, trying to protect that per student funding and the core mission of the classroom and the daily expenses